So I imagine that I have done quite a bit. We have quite a bit done already. I'm gonna go ahead and get this quickly deposited right now. So since the last time I was with you guys, I was at about April of 1980. It is now November of 1981. And we are looking pretty fine right now. Our interest is not up there quite yet. It's at about 163 right now. I did just deposit some, so that should bring it up by about $20 to $30 right there. So that should bring it up to almost 200. Then again, that's not enough to go and cover our rent and electricity. Now, I have my guys just sitting here for the moment because I want to quickly just run something by you guys real quick. I have not played Software Inc. in a long time. Before getting back into it recently in Alpha 11, I haven't played for it last when they introduced, I believe it was printing. And it was kind of hard, in my opinion, just to go and work out how to do that because it was so difficult for my head to wrap the concept around. Or to have the concept wrapped around in my head. But since then, when I came back recently, I have learned how printing actually works. Now, we're not going to really focus on printing yet, but what I am going to focus on is because we have so much money stacked up right now, I'm going to go and get work on a development software. This is kind of an ambitious task, but this is kind of something that is needed as well. Doing a development software is pretty much going to be the best thing, the central thing you want to focus on. So I'm going to get a 2D editor started. And we are going to call this Studio Editor 2D. So this is just going to be the first iteration of it. And we're just going to have image rendering and maybe not video editing, but we could do data carrier. You need a basic data medium. I guess we could use that. And I think we can also utilize the video editing. And we can utilize the cathode ray. But one thing I want to double check is what are the software types? I think it's listed all software down here. I want to look at most recent release and 2D editor. It looks like Image Cut and Draw Tunes produced by Google and Bandai. Interesting. Are the two companies we would have to compete with. There's also Devolver Digital who's creating a 2D editor. Interesting. And anything else? No, not really. Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty much Google and Devolver Digital and Bandai we're gonna have to focus on. But what is the marketing like for these guys? So if I take a look over here, their marketing is unavoidable right now. So Google has great, Bandai has good, I think Devolver Digital also has good. So we mostly want to go up against Google, which is quite the task, to be honest. I think we'll just go ahead and keep it with the default 2D editor. $744 is the price tag currently. I think we'll just make the price tag $750 or $650. And we're going to go get started on this. It says about a year for its estimated time. So we're going to be slacking a little bit. Operating system seats, so that's fine. And I want to go and get the advanced settings set up. So we are going to go and use, can we use an existing framework? So there are a couple different ones right now. I don't know. Devolver Digital and Bandai and Google. Google seems to be using their own Polybash platform. If I were to go and create my own, that would add on an extra year. So I don't really want to do that. So I think what we will use the latest release of a framework, which is the Fastscape library, which is developed by Devolver Digital. Go figure. that's going to be interesting, to say the least. Let me think here. 1979. It was released 2 years ago, so I think we'll just go and create a new framework. It is going to impact us a little bit. So let's just go and use the core frame as the name. We don't have any servers, so we're not going to be using an SCM. Source control management is what that refers to as. Next page, those steel and Xenix. Okay, that's fine. We can utilize those. Next page, this is where it's going to reach. What source is actually going to reach? So we kind of want to focus a little bit closer to rendering and editing. Trying to get a good sweet spot here. I think right there. Expected interest by 6%. We don't see a lot. So it looks like the 2D editing market is not really that good of a market to go off of. So if I were to go back over here, let's go and change this over to be, let's say, an audio tool maybe? Well, let's just go and use 2D editor for now, and I think we'll just make this as in-house software. Let's go and do that. We're not going to really expect any interest because it's in-house. In-house means that it's just going to stay within our company and it's not going to actually publish to the public. So we're just going to work on that. Publishers, we don't really need a publisher, so we're not going to need to focus on copies. And let's do develop. You are about to start development on an in-house project, which means you won't be able to sell it or license it. That is true, so we gotta go and keep that in mind. In-house software, you can't sell it and you can't license it. It can only be utilized by your own development studio. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Size of your team is quite small. I don't care. Let's just go and focus on it regardless. Over the course of the development of this pretty much 2D editor, I will go and have a couple contracts come through. Right now it's only 3:14 p.m. Which pretty much means that our guy is gonna go in about like an hour. So if I go on 2x speed here, he should get up right after 4 o'clock and leave, or shortly after. Okay, shortly after. That answers. That answers the question. And what is going to be our license cost? Our license costs is none, because of course we're not having to license this out at all. We're only having to use the operating systems, which makes sense, which makes considerable amount of sense. So we're only getting a minus of about 192 per month. That's not going to reflect in our actual balance up here, because that 192 is going, or that 185 that we have currently is going into our interest. So that's not going to actually come into our bank. But we will go and focus a little bit on some contract work. So I kind of want to focus on something that's a little bit of bad or horrible quality. Let's go and do this 16,000 one, maybe. Let's do this 15,000. Why not? I'm going to put this up in priority. So if you go and look right here, right off to the side, it's kind of hard to see. It's right next to where my mouse cursor is. We have a priority setting. This means that the higher you set this up as the priority, the more your team is actually going to work on it. So the studio editor is something we will work on in the background, but we are going to focus a bit more on contracts. So we do want to focus on this a little bit. So let's go and get the iteration done. I'm going to get this up to 2 iterations. And let's go ahead and get that developed. We do need to do a little bit more coding because of the amount of iterations that we did. And this is going to be due this month. Perfect. Since we are already past its expected quality, let's go and get it looked at for a review from Sample Studio. Kind of an interesting name, to be honest. And let's just go and make sure that you get that done. 51 reviews are done. 3.6. Yeah, the 2D art is going to be lacking. We'll go and iterate that for the most part. And that's going to be done quick and easily, I hope. And that should go ahead and get done right there. I'm going to go and get this developed into its alpha, or its beta actually. Once when it reaches, actually right now, because we do need to get this done by this month. So get this done, and 7 bugs are cracked. If we go down here, sample studio, 77 bugs. Ugh. Ugh. That's a bit of a amount right there. Cost us $3,000 for that, but oh well. So 7 a.m. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think that our guy should be showing up here pretty soon. Should be coming up from this direction, I think. I don't know. But he should be coming regardless. There he goes. That's his little blue car right there. He's going to park inside of one of these parking spots. And we're just going to have him work on Studio Editor. We're not going to have him do anything crazy. Because really, Studio Editor isn't going to be developed and, well, not really developed, more so purchased by any other company, since it's only going to be used in-house. So if I go ahead and work on the iteration process for it, we are going to have a little bit of money left over, but that's fine. Let's go and get some money put into the insurance policy. I'm going to put 6274 in. That's going to drop us down to about $15,000 in our personal bank. And we should be good to go right there. If I go and run on 3 times speed, the iteration is going to take its time, for sure. We may consider hiring a second employee, or our first actual employee, and maybe get this done a bit faster. So what is it that we actually need? 2D system, audio, and OS support. Okay. Interesting. I might focus on that a little bit. Let's go ahead and pause that for the most part and get a contract done real quick, just so that way we get a little bit of extra money coming in. And get the development done. 3rd iteration. There we go. And once when you get up to 50%, get that reviewed by the client. 5.3 out of 10. That is perfectly fine. So it does look like the review accuracy is 100%, so that's good. 1.1% minus per bug. So that means there's about 4 bugs that we need to go and work on. So iterate that and go ahead and get that finished up. And then we can go and promote that. Picks up the bugs. 5 bugs completed. We take a look at the contract. We had no bugs with that. Perfect. We'll go and work on a little bit of an embedded system. Get that taken care of. We'll get our Studio Editor finished up pretty soon, but I want to kind of get a little bit of extra money first. And go and get that outsourced to the client. It's going to be a pretty good review since they're not going to be doing much. So iterate that. And there we go. I'm going to also unpause the development on that so that way we can get some more work done. Preferably get the 2nd iteration going. And let's go and get the bugs squashed with this one. And I think that 5 bugs should do it. So 6,153 contract. If we take a look at that, we had no bugs with it. Perfect. Perfect rating is what we like to see. Logistics application is something we could do. I'm going to do another embedded system. We are going to have less time to do this, to be honest, but it'll be good in the process regardless. And let's just go and get the 3rd iteration going. Going to finish up 2nd and then head home. Yep. So we can go and finish this up this month, I hope. And then 2D design, and boom. Let's go and get this reviewed once when it reaches 50% on its code. Oh, we are going to actually be late on this. Ooh. What's the contract on that? So the accepted contract that we took, it doesn't actually say to us right now. Project details. Yeah, payout penalty, $8,000. Yeah, 1 month overdue already. We really haven't been doing much on it, so we'll review that real quick. Yeah, it's already, it's pretty bad, I'll say the least. I'm gonna get this up to promote that and go and get a couple bugs finished up. $75 minus. So kind of did a bad thing there. If we take a look at that real quick, Moon Tweak, yeah, 65 bugs. So that means we did not do pretty good on that. Let's go and get one of these other ones. So designers, yeah. Programmers, yeah. Artists is going to be something interesting. Game design, game assets, not really something we want to focus on. Embedded system, this is a cheap one, but we can go and do it regardless. Also, I'm going to go and call cleaning real quick, just so that way we can get this place cleaned up a bit. And let's go and get that worked up. And third iteration. Also, cleaning should show up right now, right? No, they did not show up, so I guess I didn't. Yeah, there we go. They are coming right now. Let's go and get them to review. Let's go and iterate. 2x speed real quick. And boom. Let's also go and allow for our software to go and start, finish its second iteration, hopefully by the end of the year. Let's go and promote that at 90%. We should have a few more bugs to fix than normal then. Okay, so net profit of 6,304 or 308. How many bugs did we have with that? 0. So that's perfect. We'll leave that be for now. We do have 41,000 in the bank, so I'm gonna go and drop, I think 26, 545. And that should leave us with 15,000. Yes, it does. And if we take a look at our budget, yeah, 198 is what we're getting off of interest right now, so that's fine. Let's go and get the iterations going on the studio editor, and we should be good. We won't be able to have any companies review this studio editor because it is in-house. Using in-house software means that you can't have it reviewed, you can't have it marketed, you can't do any of that. You are pretty much spending money to make your own dedicated software. That's pretty much how it is. And I think that's actually really good to go and get started with. OS support actually is going by super quick. 2D. How much are we actually losing? 135 is negative right now. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually really good. Okay, and then go and develop that. We can actually review it apparently. So outsource it. That would be $20,000. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you whatsoever. Computer is getting slow, so when this message pops up, you need to go and get IT support called in, and that's something you're going to need to do frequently once when you get a larger team. But for right now, you don't really need to worry about it too much. I'm going to call them in at the end of this work month, so there's that. And this guy's going to take a little bit of time. Once when he gets up to about 25% code, I'm then going to get it reviewed. And then again at 60%. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it off here. And hopefully in the next episode, we will go and get this studio editor finished on up. So if you guys have liked this episode, please do go and consider giving it a like rating. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Ciao for now.